A 3, a 2, a 1.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Briones Pickleball Podcast. It's your host, Jordan Briones. On my right, Elliot Shupp. What's going on, Elliot?
You know what? Not much. Got a lot of good training in this morning. Some good coaching, and yeah, looking forward to the podcast.
Yeah, you're doing 2 a days. Normally, you're drilling like twice a day, pretty much. Right?
Ideally, yeah.
Yeah, nice. Okay, well, we have a lot to bring to you. We have the MLP to talk about. Craziness, lots of dollars being thrown around. Yeah, we just have a lot of pickleball stuff to go into. And if you are not subscribed to this channel or this podcast, make sure you hit subscribe, because we are here for you, for your improvement. And yeah, we have a lot of news coming your way, and also new paddles too.
Lots of new paddles, yes.
Yeah, so we're going to talk about that. But welcome, everyone. Again, this podcast is brought to you by Yola and Pickleheads. More on that later. So, the big news, Elliot. We have St. Louis Shock signing Anna Bright for $1.2 million. So, what do you thoughts on that, dude?
I mean, my initial thought is that is a lot of money. Is that the most amount someone's been they spent on a player?
Yes, I believe Ben Johns was under 500,000.
Wow.
And I think I think the most was like maybe 600.
Wow, so this like basically almost doubles that.
Yeah, so really interesting. It says here in Major League Pickleball, MLP, revenue generated from draft bidding goes to the league. So for those of you who think that she's just a multimillionaire now, which I don't know, maybe she is, but that doesn't go to her. This includes funds used by teams to secure players during the draft process. So just like NBA or any other NFL organization like that, yeah, the money goes to the team.
Man.
And the owners, it goes to the league, so not the players. So thoughts on that, Elliot?
I mean, probably, first of all, it's probably a good thing to some extent, because it keeps the league well funded. They can run really high quality tournaments and still keep like the production high, and then they just keep the league going. I guess if they're not making money, it's tough. So that makes sense. But man, as a player, that would be hard to like see you just went for 1.2 and then just see none of that. That'd be tough.
Yeah, it would be. But as a player point of view, Ellie, I know that you're training a lot. You're playing PPAs and APPs. But as kind of just a spectator standpoint, what do you enjoy more? Do you enjoy the PPA, or do you like the MLP format, kind of switching it up and that kind of thing?
Yeah, I like MLP as like a good break to the season too. I think both have their place. I really enjoy tournament play. I like to see, what are the best possible combinations of teams you can create, and then how do they do against other best possible combinations. So I love tournaments from that aspect, but I think MLP it's just fun. It's very easy to spectate. There's a lot of energy. I also just love team sports, and so having that team atmosphere, right? We have 4 players now. It's 6 on each team. Just having that energy, the coaches, the owners. It's a really, really cool experience.
Yeah, if you're watching this live, or if you're watching it on YouTube, again, this is our second podcast at the Briones Pickleball Academy. So if you're just listening to this, we're actually right next to Court 1, the Briones Academy court. And Sammy Lee, shout out to Sammy, the head coach of our academy. He's teaching a lesson right when we're doing this podcast. Look at that.
Some great background noise.
Yeah. if you're in the area, if you ever are traveling to Arizona, check out the Briones Academy. We'd love to see you here and meet you. It says here that Georgia Johnson to the New Jersey 5. So Georgia and her brother JW kind of had to split up here, and she was signed for $800K. So I think that must be the second highest.
The second, okay.
There.
Yeah.
So there we go. Speaking of the top teams in the MLP, I'm just gonna go over a few here. And another thing is the the kind of minor league or the secondary league and the MLP, that also got dropped, I believe.
So it's all.
right?
So I believe it's all one tour now, correct?
It's all one.
Okay.
And again, let's just go over here. So we got the New Jersey Fives. We're just gonna go over the rosters real quick. Anna Lee Waters, Will Howells, you know him well. I'm sure you played him multiple times. Noe Cleave, hey, you played him last tournament. And then Georgia Johnson. So there's that.
It's a very strong team.
Strong team. St. Louis Shock, Anna Bright, Hayden Patrickman, Gabe Tardillo, and Kate Fahey. Man, that's a good team.
Just a powerhouse. I
That's
mean,
a powerhouse.
Energy very high on that team for sure.
Brooklyn, we got Hannah Blatt, Jackie Kawamoto, Rachel Rohrbacher, and Riley Newman. Oh, and Dylan Frazier there. Oh, and Matt Barlow at the end there.
Hey,
That's really interesting.
good to see Matt in the draw. They made a really good run at Mesa the last, I believe, last week or so.
Yeah.
So I guess he must have gotten signed right after.
Okay. Texas Ranchers with Christian Alshon, Eric on scenes, Leah Jansen, and I don't know any of these 3 other names. Do you know any of these players?
I know.
Sarah? Sorry if I don't, not following MLP closely.
I
But
know Ava Cavateo, I believe, I think she's ranked #1 on the Duper Collegiate events right now.
Wow. Okay. Next up, we have Los Angeles Mad Drops. We got the Ben Johns Dream Breaker Weapon. Okay.
Whoa.
We got Catherine Peranto, Jade Kawamoto, and Max Freeman. Okay.
Strong team.
Strong team. Phoenix Flames here in the Phoenix area.
Let's
Jesse
go.
Irvin, Jonathan Trong. Okay.
Okay.
Camden Chaffin and Judith Castillo. Wyatt Stone. Interesting. Okay. Have you played with or against Jonathan yet?
I've played against him multiple times, yeah.
Really? Dude, his game has skyrocketed over the past year or
He's
so.
improved dramatically the last, I want to say, I mean, ever since he signed, what was that, about 5 months ago or so, maybe longer.
Yeah, man.
But he's been playing really good ball. He's a lot more consistent now. His hands have gotten a lot faster, and he's just leveling up.
Yeah.
Playing good.
And then last but not least, we got the Dallas Flash, JW Johnson, our local MLP champion, Augie Guh.
Let's go.
Shout out to Augie, Callie Smith, Tyra Black. You actually practice with Augie pretty often here.
I do, yes.
Yeah, so it's good to see him. We're going to be rooting him on.
Oh, yeah.
On Dallas. Comment below, what team do you think is going to pull it out? Projections for you.
Gosh, it's always hard to root against the Shock or to bet
Man.
against them. I want to say, I'm going to say the Shock win this one.
Yeah. It's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. And that is the beauty of MLP. Obviously, you know, there's a lot of switching going on. And that is the beauty of it. In PPA, players are locked in at least for 6 months to 18 months.
Yeah.
So we get to see some different matchups. So I like that. Just really quickly, talking about picks, I know that you haven't seen her game yet, but Jamie Way going as the number 5th overall pick in the draft. And for those of you who don't know Jamie Way, she's the top player in Asia right now. And
Nice.
she was actually part of the Trailblazers, the team that I coached last summer. And it's awesome to see her get drafted. Great player. Again, Anna Bright, Georgia Johnson, Danielle Townsend, I think from Australia.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah. So there's a lot of players. We're going international here.
You love to see it. I mean, I feel like the sport's trending. It's been trending that way for the last year. So a lot more international leagues, a lot more international players, like you said, coming into the sport. I think it's really cool to see because along with that too, I recently went to India for a tournament there, and everyone's got a different style. Like everyone's got different technique. It's cool to see like how people in different countries are playing the game. So I think the more international players that get involved in the sport, I think we're going to see a lot more new shots, new strategies, and just a lot new personalities as well.
Okay, speaking of India, you went to a pro event there.
Yes, yeah.
And so what did you notice? Because I actually follow quite a bit overseas. I see the players in Vietnam and China playing. Team India, they got some great players.
Yeah.
I mean, what did you notice? Like, you're talking about strategy. I mean, anything kind of like, to mention that was a little different, or what you don't see down here?
Yeah, I think first of all, I think the biggest thing was in singles. A lot of them were taking the ball on the short hop,
On what shot?
on the passing shots, the ground strokes. They were like anytime I would return the ball, they were taking thirds off of the short hop.
Wow, so
And
it's just
taking away
a
some
little
time
early.
Yes,
Okay.
and what's crazy, they were
Wow.
consistent with it too. The one thing is with that, there wasn't a ton of topspin,
Yes.
but
Yep.
because it's very tough to get topspin on a short hop, but
Yeah.
it was very quick, so it gets you quick, and if you didn't get to the ball, you're going to get past pretty quickly and easily there. So
Interesting.
it took a little bit to adjust to that because my timing was off on approaches.
Wow.
And yeah, it was. I haven't seen that before from anybody in the U.S.
Okay. I think we're gonna see that more and more. One of the things, again, on singles, that I do notice in Asia is the cat and mouse game is high.
Yes,
high
yeah.
level. I would even say some of the best cat and mouse players besides Ben Johns are probably in Asia.
I would agree. Yeah,
I don't know if you've seen some of the rallies there,
Oh,
Elliot, but like
I've seen the highlights.
I mean, they're not super tall, but they're super quick. They're very balanced, and they know how to drop it into the kitchen and work that cat and mouse.
Yeah.
It's pretty incredible to see.
Yeah, like resets from anywhere in the court too. Like there's a lot of. I've seen some of the highlights, and like some matches too, and they're just like you said, dropping the ball in the kitchen from any spot in the court, like outstretched, ball behind them. Like they're still putting it in tough spots too to deal with. It'll be fun to see when international pickleball just gets bigger and bigger and see what happens out of that. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, that's the thing too. Like PPA is going to be, they're scheduling PPAs out of the country now.
Yeah,
and there's points there, and you said even there's challengers or something.
I think so. I think there's a
Right?
couple challengers international. I could be wrong on that, but I believe so.
But yeah, we're seeing it expand globally, so that's really awesome to see. And yeah, anything in doubles that you kind of saw differently, or is it just mainly a singles thing?
I think the forehands, they didn't lock their wrists as much. So like, and you'll see this with players like an Armand Bhatia
Okay.
and a couple of the Indian players playing now. But I think they let the wrist drop a little bit, so it's a little more deceptive too on some of the speed ups. So it could be tougher to read.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. We're going to get to the tip of the day for those of you listening to this podcast really soon. But before then, we're just going to take a quick sponsor break.
Oh,
We'll call it that. So Elliot's going to actually set up. If you're just listening to this, I'm just going to have to explain what's happening.
you'll have to imagine.
Yeah. But shout out to our sponsor, Yola Pickleball. So this is actually the new Pro 5 here. And right next to me, if you hear that ball really loudly, actually Elliot is volleying against the wall. He does have some of the fastest hands in the game, definitely in Arizona. And yeah, shout out to Yola. And also our sponsor, Pickleheads.
Just bag Jordan for you guys who weren't watching.
Our sponsor, Pickleheads, if you're looking for more places to play and more players to play with at your level, come back in. Go check out the Pickleheads app. It's right here. If you want to have the free version, it's totally free. And we have an actual great deal for you. Just $10 for the year.
Ooh,
for the premium Pickleheads app.
let's go.
So check that out. What were you doing over there, Elliot?
Just some wall drills. You know, just getting the hands ready, getting the speed quicker.
Okay, so why are wall drills important to you?
Oh.
And what do they improve, Elliot?
Well, Jordan, I am very glad you asked that question. I think the reason they're important to me is in Arkansas. For you guys who don't know, I lived in Arkansas before coming here. And there's some players there, but I couldn't get solid drilling or practice all the time. So what I ended up doing to supplement that was doing a lot of wall drills. So worked on a lot of technique for hands, worked on hand speed. I had a fridge in our garage that wasn't being used, and I figured out it probably, and still to this day, I believe it bounced, like the ball bounces off of it faster than any other surface I've tried out. So I would just hit off the wall a lot for the days I wasn't drilling and practicing, and I stand by that just because, first of all, you can't see that many reps, I don't believe, drilling with somebody else, right? They're not going to be able to get that many balls back. A wall will never miss, you know? So you can see a ton more reps but also you can go a lot faster, right? If you hit off the wall faster, it's going to come back faster. So you can control the speed very easily. Maybe if you're drilling with somebody who has super fast hands, is always just hitting you, or maybe not as fast hands, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to kind of work on improving and just getting the right reps you need. So I think with the wall, you know, the drills will get better as you get better. So it's very progressive.
I like that. I like that. So counters in today's game, paddles are getting hotter. Got to keep them short. Yeah, if your counters are subpar, or maybe you need work, or you need maybe work on any part of your game, what can people do, Elliot, to get personal coaching online?
Gosh, well, I believe they could go to TPU,
the pickleballuniversity.com. Check it out. You'll see Elliot, you'll see myself. If you want some coaching and you want some feedback on your own game, it's a great platform, and we would love to coach you. Elliot, as you were improving, right? Why is it important to, again, here's the thing, there's a lot of videos online.
There is, yeah.
And it could be a blessing, but also it could be a curse. And honestly, as I talk to more and more players that come to our intensive, we actually finished a 5-day intensive last week.
We did.
So shout out to that group. Again, if you actually want to come train with Elliot and I in person, check the link in the description below and come to a 5-day intensive. But why is it important, Elliot, to get personal coaching? Because you could only do so much with videos online. I mean, some people, it helps them out a lot, but you know, to have personal coaching, why is that really important?
Yeah, I mean, I think you can watch as many videos as you want, and you could honestly probably know every way to fix technique. But if you can't see what you're doing or have somebody tell you in person, it doesn't matter as much. Like, for instance, I've had a lot of people I've been coaching that knew, they knew what to do. Like, they knew the technique, but they just wouldn't do it because they thought they were doing it because they can't see themselves. So whenever I would say, hey, I know you know this, but on this ball you didn't do this, you know, they look at me surprised, like, wait, I did it? Like, let's say, like, using footwork, right? They didn't use like a shuffle step to get to a certain ball where they think they were, and just even them just recognizing that helps so much more. So you can get a third perspective, or just another perspective on what you're doing, and just watching your technique in person, seeing it online, that can help a ton with just critiquing and helping you know what to work on as well.
Awesome. Yep. So again, if you want one-on-one coaching, you would like us to review your game, go check out the pickleballuniversity.com. Speaking of new paddles, I know you're still in talks, and we're not going to reveal anything yet, Elliot, but the Pro 5s just came out, and I just want to let everyone know I'm going to do a full video kind of breakdown, maybe of my paddle journey, but also specifically what paddles I'm using today. Elliot, I've been using the Perseus Pro 4 for 6 months to a year now. Pro 5 is out. All my thoughts are going to be in a video coming up, but so far it is it's fun. It's fun to play with. You tried the Cosmos for about 30 minutes.
I did, yeah.
Just initial thoughts on the Cosmos as being an unsigned.
Yes.
Now I'm with Yola. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but just thoughts on the Cosmos for the 30 minutes. Serious thoughts. Elliot.
Yeah, I think the first thing that stood out to me is it's very. I haven't had like a feel like this before. The way the ball hits the paddle, it's not like a normal Gen 3 or 4, whatever the paddles out there are now. I feel like it kind of stays in the paddle a little bit longer, so it feels softer, but you can still get a lot of pace on it at the same time, which was just mind-boggling for me because I couldn't understand it. And also at the same time, it gets a lot of spin, I believe.
And then if you go ahead and
yeah, and the surface is probably as smooth as an edge guard. And it gets about the same amount of spin as all the other gritty paddles I've tried, just because it dwells in the paddle longer. So, you know, my personal opinion, I have no idea how it works, but it just does. So, I mean, the only way for you to know is if you demo it or try it out yourself. But I would highly, recommend it. It's a good paddle.
Okay, well, there you go, from a non-signed Yola player. I don't know. Maybe one day you'll join Team Yola. We'll see where we'll see where Elliot goes. But that's the new Pro 5. Check out the link in the description if you want to check that out. More to come on that. Next question. Next thing to go over here. Is singles becoming relevant again?
Man,
Elliot.
So I personally think it is.
Okay.
I think it's been a lot more fun to watch. I think ever since we got Chris Hayworth in the game.
Shout out to Seaworth.
I mean, the way he's striking the ball right now is just insane, right? He's ripping passing shots from all spots of the court. He's super big, so he can cover almost any ball, and it's just a lot more fast-paced.
Yep.
And I mean, we're seeing we're seeing conventional pickleball singles data a little bit, not as much cat and mouse. It was fun to see Ben bring it back.
Yeah.
In Mesa, that was really fun to watch.
Yeah, we talked about that. Just really quick, shout out to Chris Hayworth. Because honestly, yes, as a YouTuber, as a coach, I link up with a lot of different pros. Now this past tournament in Mesa, I got a few interviews, and Chris Hayworth was one of the ones that got back to me right away, and I got a short interview with him. So again, that just means a lot. That means a lot. And I know I haven't met a lot of these players, these newer ones, but Chris, thank you for doing that interview. Super awesome guy. So hey, shout out to Chris. The new singles lines, leave a comment below, because one video idea that I have, Elliot, is for us to try out the new singles lines here on the Academy court.
I would love to do that.
And just to test the waters so that you at home don't have to.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you think about that? You think that'd be fun?
I would love that. I would love that.
Maybe some singles action?
Oh, man.
Okay. All right.
Get me on the court now.
Comment below if you would like to see a video of us hitting some singles points with the new singles lines. I think it'd be cool. All right. Now, what are we going to go to next? Let's just go to tip of the day. I'm going to see when if Sammy's available here, but I'm gonna actually put you in the fire here, Elliot.
Oh, okay.
We taught a 5-day intensive all week last week. You know, again, it was a really awesome group. We saw a lot of really good shots, a lot of shots that we were working on, but just one takeaway, just as a group, and you could think about the things that you've said in the past on our pods, but I don't know. You could throw me with a curveball. You could just throw some moment that that you really remember from our intensive. But just give a tip or something that you maybe learned as a coach, like coaching players for a full week, like we do on our intensives. Anything you want to share?
Yeah, I'd say one thing actually that did stand out a little bit to me was, first of all, the mental side that you don't coach on as much, right? Whenever we're coaching, we're working on technique, we're working on shots. We rarely ever talk about the mental side. But one of the things we did, some pressure scenarios towards the end. Yeah. And one of the things that stood out was that, it's not many people know what to do on the mental side, right? We don't train it. We don't get coached in it. We're only really practicing only when we're playing a tournament, right? So I think a big thing was seeing how a lot of the players responded to pressure situations, and then going over things as like an in-between shot routine, right? Whenever the point's over, what do you do in between points to kind of reset your headspace, reset your nerves, tightness, all that stuff. And just seeing how that helped the group a lot. There was a couple players, especially that I saw, that once they started doing like routines in between points, like a lot of the stuff they were working on in the intensive, they started to do it more smoothly and fluidly than they were before. Like nerves can make the best shot ineffective, right? Whenever you're tight, it's very tough to get good shots. So I think that's one thing that we just don't you just don't get as much coaching on in
That's
general.
Awesome, man. That's awesome. One tip on that, I'm gonna piggyback. All right.
Okay.
Do a little piggyback here. But on the mental tip, one of the things, there's a lot that we can get into on that side. Comment below if you struggle with the mental game. Actually, on the Pickleball University, we do talk about that.
That's a great plug.
But one little tip is in tournament play and rec play, I see players do this all the time. I've done this myself. But when you're playing and you're getting frustrated, or you make an easy error, something like that, not only like taking a timeout, but let's say you're out of timeouts or whatever, just like utilizing your time and not being rushed by your opponents.
Yes,
I think that's really big. So for example, you could be playing a tournament rec play, something happen, you get body bagged, a net court, like something frustrating will happen, and then you line up right to return right away, like as fast as you can, and then you're still mentally thinking about the last point. that you made an error, that there was a net cord or
Yeah.
whatever. So I always tell players, like, you know, there's not a fine line where you have to get back into a return position, because as soon as you're in the return position, they're going to serve it.
Yeah, you're ready. Yeah.
Right. And if they're on a roll, they're going to keep serving it.
Yeah.
So you can take time you could take a little bit of time, gather your thoughts, and maybe do a couple of deep breaths, and then mentally try to reset and prepare for the next play. Just quick thoughts on that.
Yeah,
Elliot.
I mean, I think that's really important, because like I think the main reason that we end up snowballing a lot of our mistakes, right? Like what Jordan was saying, you get body bagged, a net cord, maybe you miss a third right after, and those things tend to snowball a lot because you're so quickly just rushing into each point. You don't have enough time to process what just happened and mentally reset from that. So I do agree. Yeah, taking time in between points, breathing, maybe thinking about that shot for 2 seconds, and then just mentally discarding it and getting ready for the next point can help a ton. With stopping those momentum swings. And then maybe it gives you a swing of your own, which I think is just very underutilized for sure.
Okay. Quick, Elliot's favorite part of the segment here, the rapid fire questions.
Come on.
We'll call it the fast hands section. The Shup special.
Let's go.
Really quick, overrated or underrated? You can just say overrated or underrated, or you can explain. Okay. Singles pickleball.
Underrated.
Oh, love it. Having a tennis background.
Ooh, overrated.
Why? Okay, hold on. Why?
So
overrated.
Hear me out. At a certain level.
Overrated for 5.0 plus. Underrated for 5.0 below.
Okay, let me unpack that a little bit. So I think the reason I say overrated is because everyone always assumes,
because you don't play tennis.
That could be one of the reasons. But I think everyone automatically assumes if you play tennis, you're going to be insane at pickleball.
Yeah.
And
yes,
I know a ton of tennis players who the game just doesn't transition as well. I think for some tennis players, your game can transition very well to pickleball. And as we see that in a lot of the pro players today. But I think for the other half, it just doesn't. Like I was saying, I've known a lot of guys who... You know, the strokes, the technique, it just doesn't transfer to how high the ball bounces, all that stuff. And so I think people tend to, overrate the tennis background.
Okay.
A little bit.
$300 paddles or premium paddles.
Overrated.
Overrated. Really? Okay. All right. Now, I will say this, right? Obviously, as these new Pro 5s have come out, obviously they're in the high end. But in a way, I do believe you get what you pay for. But I also know that there are a lot of great paddles that are in the $100, $200 range. So it really is up to you what you like, and also what you like to feel on your paddle. Yeah. Again, a lot of these companies now are going to full foam. That feels totally different than the YOLO paddles, which is still using kind of probably polypropylene, I believe it's called. But again, the feel is different. Like you said, it feels very soft. But it's a nice feel. But like on full foam paddles, it's just going to be a little bit of a muted feel. So try a lot of different paddles out.
It's the only way to know.
The amount of money that Shock paid to get Anna Bright.
Oh man, I mean, I want to say overrated.
Okay. MLP format.
Underrated.
Lifetime pickleballs.
Underrated.
Dude, I love lifetimes. Balls,
yeah.
Bro. Drilling and working on footwork.
Oh, highly underrated.
Yeah, severely and highly underrated. Lefty righty teams.
I'm a lefty myself, so this is tough.
Be unbiased here.
Unbiased.
I would say overrated, actually.
I'm leaning more overrated. But not by much. I think, and here's why. Here's what I'm thinking. Okay, again, hear me out on this. I think that lefty-righty teams are often, especially in amateur circles.
Yeah, here's where I think you're going.
Yeah. If
you play a lefty-righty team at any level, that people automatically think that's going to be better than a righty-righty team.
Exactly, yes.
So I think that's where you're going.
Yes,
right?
I was going to say, like, especially in the amateur game, I feel like a lefty-righty team is always considered the best possible combination. When I think that
Well,
I think it's just as fine as a righty-righty.
Which it still hasn't been proven even in Pro Pickleball yet.
In some cases, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. Well, we haven't seen a lefty and righty team dominate the
yes,
PPA
yeah.
yet.
They've made good runs, but not the same dominance as a Ben and Gabe Tardio or a Ben and Colin and
righty teams.
I mean, I gotta say underrated now, I guess.
Lefty teams.
Oh, underrated.
Okay. Maybe one day. Don't share it everyone with everyone, but maybe one day you'll see Elliot play the left side. I don't know. Or
coming soon, maybe?
The left side, yes. That's what I meant. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting. Anyways, that was a fast hands rapid fire segment.
That was good.
Last thing. Oh, look at we got Sammy.
Oh, that was a great demonstration.
We got Sammy speeding up. On tips on a speed up. I just saw a speed up from Sammy on the corner of my eye. That was crazy.
I saw the effect and where the ball went. I didn't see the stroke though.
A tip on speed ups. Place or pace on speed ups?
Place.
Okay, so let's explain for those of you viewers. You're 3-0, maybe you're 4-0, maybe you're 5-0 trying to get to qualies. Maybe you're a professional. Maybe you're Ben Johns listening to this podcast.
Yeah.
All right, but why place over pace on any attacks at the kitchen line?
Yeah,
Elliot?
So I think, first of all, using a lot of pace is tougher to have good placement with. I think the harder you hit the ball, the tougher it is to A, keep the ball in the court, and B, just hit your spots well. So I think that makes it a little trickier. I think the reason why hitting a spot is so important is, first of all, I would much prefer countering a ball straight at my chest when someone's hitting it hard versus countering a soft one that's to a very awkward position, right? I feel like anytime we get in a weird chicken wing, it's just a lot tougher to hit a solid counter. And I don't think it matters how hard you hit it there. You're still going to be in an awkward position.
Yeah, and here's the thing, and I think this is why I think players struggle kind of when they're at that 4-0 and they're trying to get the 5-0, Elliot.
Yeah.
And I haven't said it this way before.
Okay.
I've internalized it, but you can get away with pace at like even upwards to 4-5.
Yeah.
In some cases.
Yeah.
Right? Even close to 5-0 at times if your pace is like incredible. But once you get to a certain level, it needs to flip.
Yeah.
Like pace is important, but if you're just attacking with pace and have no kind of like thought process on where you're attacking, that is going to absolutely crush you at high levels.
Yeah, just because everyone expects counter more. I think a big difference too is around that 4-0 to 4-5 level and even under. I feel like people don't expect to speed up all the time. Like our ready position drops a little bit sometimes, and so if we just bang away, you can catch a lot of people off guard. But I think the higher level you get, everyone's expecting a speed up first, and so they're ready for the counter, and so the pace just doesn't work near as well. And I feel like the counters get smaller, right? It's more compact, it's quicker.
Yeah.
It's not as big, so it's just easier to counter those fastballs the higher you go.
That's it, folks. Overrated or underrated counterattacks?
Underrated, actually.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. If you are actually at any level in today's game, if you are not working on your counters and volleys at least, I would say 15 to 20% of your drilling session,
Yeah.
you're going to fall behind. So I do think, I know this is not part of this segment, but the next underrated shot besides counters would be returns.
Yes. Yeah.
So,
I wholeheartedly agree.
I mean, why are returns so important
I mean,
to you, Elliot?
First of all, return sets up the whole point, right? It basically sets up if you're going to have a tough time getting to the kitchen, a tough time keeping your advantage at the line. And also, I mean, if you miss a return, you lose a point. And that's a big that can add up quick. I've seen some matches that like momentum switches happen just because maybe you missed one return or two returns, and your opponents get some confidence. They got 2 free points, and then now it can just spiral and go downhill from there. Yeah.
All right, there you go. You heard it first from the Shup himself, 6-0 player.
I'm on.
Arizona, from Arkansas originally.
Let's go.
But now in Arizona. Sammy Lee, 5-second tip of the day.
Let's go.
We got Sammy Lee here. Everyone, applause for him. Tip of the day, Sammy.
Tip of the day. Figure out your strengths and play to your strengths. Too many people try to maybe do something that they saw a pro do, right? And yeah, we can learn a lot from the pros, but everyone has their different skill set. Use that to your advantage, as long as it's not feeding in to your opponent's skills as well.
Okay, thank you, Sammy Lee.
Thanks,
Shout
Sammy.
out to our head coach, Sammy Lee, coming off the court, coming off his clinic real quick, just to share a little insight.
Oh, that was a great
Dude, that
tip.
was, what is it? Like, do we have, he's wise beyond his years, I'll say that.
Yes, I would agree. And I'd also say that's probably a 6'5" tip right there,
Dude,
honestly.
that's at least.
At least.
Dude, so let's talk about that. What a good segment
It's a
here.
bombshell of insight right
Playing
there.
to your strengths. You know, I hate to say, I mean, there's just so many segues to the Pickleball University. If you want to get coached online and you want to get coached by us online, check out that. But we actually do talk about, you know, capitalizing on what you do well. And Elliot, any thought? I mean, there's so many ways I could just go into that.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. Give us something. Give us something like, why is playing to your strengths really good? And what I really liked about what he said is a lot of players will see certain shots, see different pro things.
Yeah.
They try to do all these things that may or may not be in their skill set, but they have other strengths that they could rely on. I mean, what did you like? I mean, I just like that, bro. That was a 6'5" tip.
Amazing. Yeah. I think the biggest thing, at least like there's so many ways you can go with this, but the first one that stood out to me is, I'm going to go back to tournament play here. First of all, a lot of strategies. We always try to game plan our opponent's weaknesses, right? We try to go there a lot, but rarely do we ever try to game plan for our strengths. Now, if we really work on strengths, so that's where I want to get the ball every time, right? Let's say if my forehand speed up is my most comfortable shot, I want to get that as much as possible. I don't want to spend time working on all my other shots and trying to get them as good as my forehand speed up. I want to get my forehand speed up exceptionally good, so that anytime it goes that spot, my percentage of winning the point goes up a ton, right? At this point, everyone can dink, drop, all that stuff. Like, it can always be improved and get better. But if you don't have some sort of weapon or some shot that anytime you get it, you just feel really comfortable with, it's just going to be tough to, I think, just get a leg up. Because yeah, I feel like if you're just good at everything but not great at one thing, you're missing out, honestly.
Okay, really like that. Last thing, it's just something trending, and I've actually had James on the podcast. But how much do you know about RPM and James Ignatowicz? Have you heard anything or had any takes on that?
I know that I think RPM is doing good in Asia right now.
Dude,
I've heard that the sales there have been booming a little bit.
Yeah, so like James Ignatowicz, shout out to you, James, and I'm shouting you out because another pro that has like spent some time with me actually came to my podcast studio a couple years ago. We did a podcast, so super cool guy. But I just watched his pod on the Dink. Shout out to Zane Navarto, but he's actually moving to China.
Oh, he's moved like full time.
And
wow.
He's taking this thing, and you know, the future, a lot of people could say the future is in Asia, and it is growing in there. The RPM paddle, I actually hit with it like maybe like for 2 minutes because a friend had it, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see. But I know he's doing really well. I heard that, or he quoted that they sold 10,000 paddles last month, dude.
In a month?
In a month, dude.
That's like 1/5 of the town I grew up in.
Okay, small towns, folks. But no,
goodness.
RPM. My kind of guess is like RPM is gonna be, if not already, it's definitely gonna be a top 10 paddle manufacturer in the next 3 years, dude.
Dang, in 1 month is crazy. That's a lot of paddles.
It's crazy. If you've tried a RPM, comment below. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. I'm a Yola guy, you know, so
yeah.
So you know, Pro 5s all the way.
Yeah, I can say from my personal experience, I have hit with it a couple times.
Oh, have you?
I have, yes.
Oh,
I would say, for any of you guys watching and are curious about it, I'd say it feels very similar. It's like a Pro 4 for feel-wise, but it's very gritty. So it's got a very, very gritty surface. It'll get a lot of spin. But I've heard from multiple other people too, it feels similar to a Yola, but just a very, very gritty version of it. So if you're curious to try it out, there's my insight on it.
There we go. Elliot, next time, man, if we could plan it out, maybe we'll have some food.
Oh.
Maybe we'll have a little dink, a little dine. You know what? We talked about this on the last pod, but see, Elliot and I are foodies, okay?
Yes, big foodies.
We are foodies. So if you don't like food and don't like to try new food and have new food experiences,
unsubscribe right now.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't watch the show. I mean, seriously, you know? No, I mean, we just love food, okay? We love meat, we love protein, and we love food. We may try some different foods on future podcasts and just rate them, give it a rating scale. Shout out below if you know, what food should we try, okay?
Yes.
We live in the Phoenix area. We have some multicultural things going on here. Maybe we order food based on comments. New food.
Top comment for food.
Yeah, and then we kind of just try new things.
Oh, that would be awesome. Which
like it could be like, you know, a Laos food. It could be like different kind of Asian food. Maybe a Mediterranean food that we haven't tried. I don't know. I don't know.
That would be amazing. Which one thing too, just gonna let you guys all in a little secret here, but I trust Jordan's.
Did you mention this last podcast?
I don't know if I did. If I did, then I'm saying it again because it is that important. Jordan's cuisine taste.
Thank you.
His rating system for food is unreal. Like every place he's taken me out to has at least been a 10 out of 10.
At least.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Some 11, and I trust his ratings with my life, honestly.
You know what? If you would like to do a pickleball clinic here in Gilbert, Arizona, if you're up here, and then attach and add on a food tour.
Oh my goodness.
With Jordan and Elliot Shupp.
Oh my goodness.
Dude, Elliot's dreaming about this. He just wants to do a food tour anyways.
No matter what's going on, I would be there. I would be there.
Just cancel PPA, cancel practice.
Oh, everything. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Little ding and dine, bro. A little clinic, 3-hour clinic, and then a 3-hour food tour.
That would be amazing. That would be amazing.
Dude, we're ending it on that.
All right, we gotta make it happen.
Subscribe to this channel. Hope to see you on the next pod. Hope you enjoy it. We're gonna try to bring you this every week. We'll see you soon.